Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to the channel. It is Psycho here, and today is Halloween. Today's video is going to be kind of cool. I dug out all my horror video games. A lot of them I have not even tried. Some of them I have played the series, and I thought it'd be fun to go through either way. And I'll give you my opinions on the ones that I have gone through, whether I beat them or not, and the ones that I haven't gone through. Hopefully you guys will leave feedback to let me know if they are good and worth trying, or if they're just nice padding for the collection if you are a horror fan. But before I get to that, we're going to move kind of quickly. But before I get to that, here's a little hint. Well, it's not really a hint. Here's the mask of what I'm going to be going tonight as with my daughter for Halloween. That is your old pal Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th Part 7. And that came with this mask, but this mask is kind of flimsy and looks cool, but I got this one instead, and this is the one that I'm going to roll with for tonight's trick-or-treating. So it's cool because what I'm going to do is, people are like, oh, how boring, the hockey mask, and hopefully maybe I can lift it up and they'll see the Jason mask and maybe I'll get a couple of jump scares out of people. Who knows, we'll see. Either way, he's a horror icon and my favorite slasher movie villain, so I'm going to have fun with it either way. And then around my house, after trick-or-treating, the traditional thing here is to watch a scary movie. And I'm going to be watching this, Halloween, with my daughter. I have not seen this one yet. I know Halloween Kills is out. I picked this up from Walmart last week for $10. I don't mind owning it because I love this franchise. But yeah, I'm going to watch this tonight after trick-or-treating is done. I don't even have to ask if it's good or not. I'm fairly certain that it probably will be. And then I can finally go and see Halloween Kills. But yeah, so those are my plans for Halloween tonight, guys. And right now we're going to jump into the games. I have them all sitting right here. There's quite a lot, but we're going to go through pretty quickly because there's a lot of them that I have not played. So the ones I have played and finished, or, like I said, I'll talk a little bit about. And the ones that I haven't played, I'll mention. And then it'll be up to you. It'll be like play or nay. That's what we'll call it, play or nay. And then we'll move on. Okay, so the first game, and these are in no random order, all different systems. I didn't separate anything, so we're just going to go through these stacks real quick. House of the Dead 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. I have not played this game for the Dreamcast, but I have played this game in the arcades. I believe it was 2. I played one of them, and this is awesome light gun, arcade, action, fun zombie stuff. Not particularly scary, but fun Halloween title nonetheless. Up next, this is a game that I think I may have played but never finished. I don't even remember if I played it, so I'm guessing I haven't. But it is Resident Evil Code Veronica, the original one for the Dreamcast. I love the Resident Evil franchise, but of course I have not played them all. I mean, you'd have to be a pretty hardcore fan to play every single Resident Evil. So yeah, then there's that. So guys, obviously it's going to be a play or nay, but I'm pretty sure most of you are going to say, hey, play this game, or maybe find an updated version for it to play on an emulator or another console or something. I don't emulate, so it has to be a different console. PS2, Code Veronica X, which is in here too, so that's probably the way it would be best. Nightmare Creatures 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. Play or nay? I have not played this franchise. I think it's more of an action-y type of game over survival horror, but looks cool, and whatever that is on the cover looks pretty creepy. So, play or nay, guys? Nightmare Creatures 2. Up next, another Dreamcast game I have never played, but I heard it is a clunky survival horror game. Blue Stinger. Is this a play or a nay? I don't know, it looks like it might be kind of cheesy, and I would give it a chance. You're going to be quite surprised, because most of these I have not played through, so. But I like to collect horror games if I can find them for a decent price. Okay, moving on to the Switch. I talked about this game in my Switch collection video. Bioshock. I finished the first one, never played 2, or I didn't finish the first one, I'm sorry. I played a lot of the first one, never finished it. Played a lot of Infinite, have not finished it, and I've never played 2. I don't know. I don't know if this is a horror game. It's more like a sci-fi thing, but it does have some scary elements. And Rapture is creepy. Just the atmosphere is creepy. And the big daddies do tend to, once you piss them off, I mean, it's pretty intense. So maybe not traditional horror game, but definitely kind of a horror game. So yeah, I would like to at some point get back to those and complete them because I think they're really cool and atmospheric, and I just haven't, because I'm playing nothing. I'm playing Metroid Dread actually right now. Little Nightmares 2, which I also talked about in my Switch video. I played a little bit of the first one, haven't played this one. I like the creepy atmosphere. I like the villains, the stretchy necked, I think, teacher that was in this one I saw in the preview. And the only thing I don't mind puzzles in games like this, but when every single room you enter seems like there's a puzzle, and even if there's not, there's something you can interact with that throws you off to make you think that there is something that you have to solve. Man, I don't know. I can put up with it for a little bit, but it takes me forever to beat games like this because of that frustrating thing. Next one is the franchise. You saw both of these also in the Switch video. Deadly Premonition. This is the Deadly Premonition Origins and Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise. Like I said, either you get it or you don't. This is the third video I've said this in. These games are fantastic. B-movie horror, like schlock. A perfect, terrible video game. So bad that it is amazingly good. If you have never played a Deadly Premonition game, I urge you to play it. And I guess you don't have to start with the first one, but yeah, the main protagonist, Francis York Morgan, is just so dope. And the voice acting is so cheesy and so good. It's like, I can't recommend the Deadly Premonition franchise enough, guys. You gotta check them out. Next, the only scary game that I have for the Wii, Manhunt 2. I have not played Manhunt 2 on the Wii, but I had played it on the PS2 when it first came out, and also the first one. I love the Manhunt franchise. It is very graphic and definitely not for children, but it is a cool franchise nonetheless. I like stealth games, and that mixes stealth games with, pretty much being a serial killer, So that is a very cool game, and honestly, pretty hard. When you get to the later levels, the game ramps up quite a bit because you have to hide in the shadows for most of this is the concept. But the later guys have like night vision and stuff, so it does get quite hard, but it is completely doable. And then right before the director, I'm not going to spoil it in case you guys haven't played. Oh, not Manhunt 2, but the original Manhunt. Right before you get to the final boss, the director, there's a cool like final boss that I'm not going to spoil. I mean, you can look it up on YouTube if you want to, but I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it is pretty cool. Second one, not as good, but still cool, with a weird twist at the end, actually. But more of the same. Good stuff. Not as good as the first one, though. Up next, for the original PlayStation, we have Dino Crisis, which I have played and never finished this game. It was cool. It's a survival horror with dinosaurs. I've saw some of the jump scares. I don't know why I never went back to it, but I never did. So, guys, what I did play was kind of cool, but is this a play or nay? Should I go back and finish it? Is it worth seeing through to the end? Dino Crisis with PS1. Up next, here's a game that I have played. Resident Evil 2 for the PlayStation. Now, the story with this one is, this game is fantastic. The first Resident Evil is fantastic. A bunch of the Resident Evils are fantastic, maybe with the exception of 6 and a few of the side ones. But funny story with this one is, I got to a save point right before the end of the game, but I had no idea that it was the end of the game. And I was never one of those people who did a bunch of backup files, so I had the one save file. And I saved my game and did not realizing I was at the end. And then right after that, I got to the end, and all I had was a knife. And all I could do was just reload that save where I'm at the end with only the knife. And I think maybe 2 green herbs. So I got all the way to the final boss of Resident Evil 2 and did not beat it to this day. So here's a game I haven't played. Here's a game of a franchise that I haven't even seen a movie of. But a bunch of the games that came out in this franchise were good, although I have not played this one. It is Alien Trilogy for the original PlayStation. Nice long box. Play or nay, guys. I saw a review because I have a bunch of old school games, and they reviewed this in there, and they gave it a really good score. So if you played this Alien Trilogy game for the PS1, let me know. Is it a play or nay? I feel like I would have a blast with this if I threw the PlayStation 1 in. So that's the one thing I want to do with this video is, guys, be interactive. I want to know what I should play. I want to know your cool experiences that you may have had with some of these games. And cool stories, like mine was the getting to the final boss with just a knife. But yeah, guys, interact and let me know should I play it? I mean, you can tell me, yeah, you should play it, but I also want to know why I should play it. Tell me some cool stuff, cheesy stuff like that. Up next is a game I've never played. I never even heard of until I bought it in this lot, and I'm not even sure that it's a horror game, but it seems like it is. Pretty much anything with a dinosaur. Like, yeah, it's not traditional horror, but I'll tell you what, if I saw a T-Rex, I'd be more horrified than I would, seeing a lot of the other things that would be considered horror. So, this game is called Dino Stalker, and it is made by Capcom. I think it is a light gun game. It says GunCon 2 on the back. Have you guys tried this? Is it cool? I don't have a GunCon, so I probably couldn't play this. But let me know your thoughts on Dino Stalker, guys. Here it is, Resident Evil Code Veronica X. I don't ever remember playing Code Veronica, so I'm guessing that I didn't. And if I did, maybe for only a couple of minutes. But I feel like this would probably be the definitive version. If you guys know of an even newer version of this game that would be better and not as clunky with maybe some quality of life upgrades, let me know in the comments. But I'm pretty sure that this is definitely a play. Another Resident Evil. Dead Aim for the PlayStation 2. I don't know much about this game. I've never played it. I had another one I had never heard of until I picked it up in this lot. Yay or nay, guys. It is Resident Evil, and I love the franchise, but I have not tried this. So let me know what you think. Should I play Resident Evil Dead Aim for the PlayStation 2? Next is a game that Clive Barker was involved in, Jericho, for the PlayStation 3. I think this would be cool to go to. I have never tried it. It seemed cool. I like the artwork on the front. Let me know, guys. Is Jericho good? I remember the reviews not being so good, so let me know what you think. Is Clive Barker's Jericho worth a spin in the old PS3? We got another franchise here. The Fear franchise, which I do have all of them here. There's the first one, Fear 2, and Fear 3. I have never played 1 second of any of these games. I think they're cool. I think the character Alma is cool. Yeah, I literally don't have a problem with this franchise. I just never got around to trying it, so I'm going to assume it's a play. But tell me which one is your favorite, guys. Which one? Obviously, I would have to play them in a row to know the whole story. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the Fear franchise and whether or not I should play them and which one I should play, which one I will enjoy the most. Because, like I said, if I do play those, it'll be 1 to 3. But let me know which ones you guys enjoy the most. And then what do we have here? Yeah, I don't have the first one. And these are not even regular discs, but I got these in a deal at GameStop when they were doing like 4 for $20 or whatever. So if I ever come across the cases, I'll have to replace them. But it is the Dead Space franchise. There's Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3. I played a little bit of 2. I have not gone through it. Never played 3. I heard it was the weakest one. But I have played the original Dead Space, and I have completed that one. And gosh, they're awesome. So I know that these are definitely a play, and I know that 3 is going to be the weakest one. And I heard 2 is really, really good. So I'm going to assume a play, guys. Let me know your moments when you got scared in these games. I was trying to come up with like a way to say crap yourself without actually having to swear cleverly, but it failed miserably. But anyway, your most pants browning moments, would that be a thing? If any in this franchise or any of these games. Jeez. Here we go. Resident Evil 7. I bought this game when it was brand new, and I hurried up and rushed and beat it right before 8 had come out because I knew that it was 8 was a direct continuation. And I have since finished this one, and I have also finished 8. I don't have that physical though. I have that on digital, and that's how I also played the original Dead Space. It was a Game Pass or Game with Gold or something a few years back. But Resident Evil 7 is a fantastic game, and it's not even that long. Yeah, if you are a fan of the Resident Evil franchise or just survival horror and jump scares and crazy, gory, bloody nastiness in general, Resident Evil 7, there's not much else to say. Play this game. It's very creepy. And Jack Baker is a beast in this game. And Margarita is also. And the twist is crazy at the end. Definitely recommend. Oh, definitely recommend Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Okay, next, The Evil Within 2. And you know what? The first one is also here. I have both of them. These are Shinji Mikami games. He is the original, one of the original creators. I believe he might have been the creator of Resident Evil. Evil Within 1, fantastic game. These games are hard. Don't get me wrong, these games are hard. They can be. This one was much harder than this one, the sequel. The sequel is even more open world. But I recommend, for horror fans, I recommend both of these. And you might be wondering, like, why does his cover look different? Well, when I realized that the inside insert of him, like, sitting in the chair looking, like, insane and stuff, looked actually cooler than the original artwork, which is this, I just flipped the insert. Because that's just the back of the insert of the artwork. And I thought it looked cooler, so I actually flipped it around and went with that. Evil Within 2. Great game. Both of these games I played through multiple times to unlock achievements, and just because the levels were super fun. But both of these games, Evil Within 1 and Evil Within 2, highly recommend. Up next, this is another alien-based game. This game is by the guys from Arcane Studios, Prey. I played this game and I just could not get into it. Which is sad because Arcane does the Dishonored franchise, and I love that series. Which, I mean, I'm saying that, but I've only completed the first one, and I played the first one multiple times. Never beat the second one, although there was nothing wrong with it. I just didn't go back to it. But, yeah. I could not get into this, guys. I'm not sure why. Give me your experiences with this if you've played it. The aliens were kind of cool. Once you got to the ones that could kind of walk around like bipedal, like human and alien ghost things, like, it started ramping up in difficulty and stuff, and it just got me frustrated. And I was getting mad and not thinking outside the box like you're supposed to in Arcane games. They just released Deathloop for the PS5. I don't have a PS5, but I've heard good things also about Deathloop. So, yeah, let me know if you've had good experiences and whether or not this game gets good enough for me to actually go back and try to go through. Up next, I should have showed this with the Switch version, but here it is. I said I have never played this one. It's the only one I haven't played, Bioshock 2. I found it pretty cheap. Again, this is more, I don't know why I'm opening it. I have literally not done it with any other game. I heard this one was kind of weaker, good, but not as good as the other two. And you get to play as a Big Daddy, so that seems kind of cool. But I don't know, maybe I'll get around to it one day. But I feel like I would rather go back to the Switch one, not because it's the Switch one, but because it has all three of them, and play through the original first. Play them in the order that they were released. So guys, your experience with Bioshock 2, is this your favorite one of the franchise? Or is everyone else wrong? Like, what do you think of Bioshock 2? Play or nay? Here's a game that gets a lot of crap. Silent Hill HD Collection for the Xbox 360. I played Silent Hill 2 when it was first released on the original Xbox. I got lost and frustrated and never finished the game. I believe that is my only experience with any Silent Hill. I saw the movies and they were kind of good. I don't have a problem with this series. I feel like I should probably go back and check them out. But for some reason, this particular version gets crap, and I'm not exactly sure why. So if you guys know why, let me know what is everybody's deal with this game. Because it has Silent Hill 2 and 3, and as far as I know, those are pretty good games. So fill me in. Somebody clue me in. I'm a clueless gamer when it comes to what's happening in the Silent Hill franchise, besides the fact that PT was supposed to be a Silent Hills collaboration between Hideo and Norman Reedus? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they'll put out a new Silent Hill game someday for you guys that are super into it. Let me know why everybody thinks this is awful. Up next, franchise I have played both of the games in, and they need to either make another one or reboot the original. But it is the Condemned franchise, guys. Both of these games are really, really good, and this was a 360 launch title. Great franchise, great combat. I mean, kind of creepy and scary. If I remember correctly, Condemned 2 Bloodshot wasn't as good, in my opinion, as the first one, but they were both fantastic. So if you guys are looking for, was going to say, a nice horror game, but that's pretty much this whole video, right? But anyway, yeah, guys, check out Condemned. They're relatively cheap. You could probably get them even cheaper if you download them digitally, if that's a thing. But worth checking out, definitely, if you're a fan of horror. Up next, The Darkness 2. I seen yesterday The Darkness 1 was going for a lot of money. I've never played any or either one of these. I found this relatively cheap. The case is kind of broken, but I'm not hating that. I could take everything out of here and swap out it to a different case. But Player A, guys, I mean, I feel like I would have to play the first one, and this says limited edition too. But I feel like I would have to play... Oh, it is. It is the limited edition one. It's got the stuff in here. I'm only looking because I never have dug this out before. But wow, that is really cool. There it is. The Darkness 2. Guys, we are seeing this for the very first time together. Because I believe that this is probably one of the things that happened for the limited edition. That's pretty dope. I got that at half-price books for, I think, $7.99. So I'm happy with that. And for some reason, I never bothered to check out this other stuff that was in here. But it is complete, and it's in good shape, too. So, yeah, guys, let me know. Is the Darkness franchise or Player A? I believe I know you play as a guy named Jackie Estacado, and the mob is involved. I think he might be a member of the mob or something. It seems super interesting. I just never played it. Let me know. This one I played, I never finished. These games are brainless fun. This is Zombie Army Trilogy. This was the game that I bought my PlayStation. When I bought my PlayStation 4, this game came with it, so I threw it on, and I got through a bunch of it, but it started getting to the point where they were sending way too many zombies. I was getting frustrated. And yeah, I get it was co-op, but I wasn't playing with anybody. These games are dumb fun. I never finished it, but if you like, zombies in Call of Duty without having to worry about all the crazy side objectives, then you would probably like this game. Next, I don't believe the servers are down for this now. I don't care. I love this franchise, and as I alluded to earlier, that's who I'm being this year. It is Friday the 13th, the game. You can still go back and play the single-player portion of it, which I think is kind of cool. It's stealth-based, and you have to find creative ways to kill the counselors. You play as Jason. And this was even fun when the servers were up. Hopefully they do something with this franchise again as far as video game-wise, because this was really good. And I have it downloaded on my Xbox 360, or Xbox Switch. I can't even speak. I have it downloaded on my Xbox One, so if I want to play the single-player stuff, I can go on there. So that's why this is still sealed. I did not open it. And if I remember correctly, I saw the physical version on Amazon for the Xbox One a day or two ago, and it was like through the roof. So I might have to go back and check on this. Next one is one I showed in a video a little while back. I did Pickup's video, and this was in it, Agony. Don't know anything about this game. The reviews weren't that great, but it is something I am interested in playing. I want to check this out, and I will eventually. Once I finally get through Metroid Dread, I'll have to pick out something else, which is going to be impossible, but I will. And I don't know what's going to happen as far as next game. But I'm almost actually done with Metroid Dread, I heard. So, but yeah, Agony. Want to check this out? Is this a Player A? I'm going to play it anyway. But what's your experiences, guys? Is this a cool game? I'm pretty sure it is. Agony, PS4. I don't even know what the hell system we're doing now. And last one. This is a very good game that I need to go back and play through. I have beaten it, but there are so many different ways that you can beat this game. You gotta so many different ways to have characters live or die. I heard you can kill everybody or you can save everybody. My playthrough, like most people, died, but it is Until Dawn. These are the guys that are doing the Dark Pictures anthology now, and they have, I believe, 4 of them out. I'd like to start those too, even though the reviews have been kind of mediocre, 6s and 7s, but I don't know, I feel like it'd be good. But Until Dawn, if you are a slasher movie fan, you have to play this. It is great, and tons of replay value because there's different choices you can make. There's different ways to save people that died in previous runs. I only went through once. I need to get back on this. Until Dawn is an absolute... Gee whiz. Until Dawn is an absolute horror classic, in my opinion. And as soon as I acquired a PS4, this is one of the first games I went out and got. But yeah, that's it, guys. Give me the feedback on what you thought of my list. I feel like I should have more horror games, and I do. I have some digitally downloaded, but physical, I mean. Halloween 2021, I got my costume almost ready for later on when I take my kids out. Got the Halloween movie in the queue tonight. We're going to watch that after we're done with everything else. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, consider hitting the like button. Throw me a subscribe. Thumbs up. Comment, please, what you think about this game, these games, and your experiences with them, and whether or not I should play the ones that I mentioned during the video. That's all I got today, guys. Shirt for today is a very heavy band called Signs of the Swarm. I thought this was a Halloween appropriate shirt. I love this artwork. And the Candlebox hat, because it was the first one I grabbed today. Anyway, guys, have a happy Halloween and be safe and have a good time. Have a good night. Psycho out.